everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. This is the PHOTOPLAY Papers Santa Please Stop Here card kit. What this does is it creates eight of these cards, and everything is included in the kit with the exception of some basic supplies, and I'll go over that really quickly. We're going to put them together. We're kind of creating a reference video. So let's take a look at the card kit. I'm going to go ahead and open this up and we'll take a look. This is a 12 by 12 card kit. Okay, this is the front here, and it's a nice guide because there's color pictures of all the 8 cards that you'll be creating. On the reverse side, there are step-by-step instructions on how to create each of the cards. And then there's references like winter wishes for someone special, and these all refer, I would say, to like the greeting. So this is for someone special. If you look for the greeting, that's the card. You get a sticker sheet, and there's lots of borders and images. Okay, that is included. And then you also get 6 sheets of pattern papers that are 12 by 12. And then you also get your card bases. These are A2 card bases, and they're pre-scored. So all you need to do is fold them in half to create your card bases. These are just a typical pattern paper that's 12 by 12, but if you turn them over, this is where the magic kind of happens. Each of these sheets have sections of pattern paper where you trim, and then they're ready to go for your card bases. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 of them out. The nice thing is PHOTOPLAY paper gives you extra, so these are extra. I'm going to put these to the side. Now these are the 3 sheets that we're going to be using, and I do want to mention that in your instruction sheet, the nice thing is at the very bottom here, these are all indexed with sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. And that's important because in your instructions it'll tell you, from sheet 1, trim the 5 1/4 by 4 inch green holly piece. So what you do is you'd find sheet number 1, which is this one. This is the green holly piece. So you're going to trim this out for sheet number 1. So it's pretty self-explanatory, which makes it very easy. I actually like to take these on my vacations. I know I do like to craft on my vacations, so I'll put this in my travel craft kit because everything's here for you, with the exception of a few supplies. Now, speaking of supplies, you have a list of additional supplies that you need right up here. For this particular kit, you're going to need a paper trimmer. Now, I like to bring in my big one. When I do take this for travel, what I do is trim all of these sheets with my paper trimmer, just to condense the size. So and I'll do that for this video too. What I want to do is trim them all out, and then just makes it easier. But I'll go through, since we get an extra sheet, I'll tell you where it's at on that sheet. Okay, so you need a large paper trimmer. Okay, and then you're going to need adhesive or glue. I'm going to use my glue for my projects today. You're going to need a ruler. It says in here you're going to need some green and red twine. I'm just going to use white. I'm not going to use green or red. I think white is going to be versatile, and I have a big roll of it. So that's the twine we're going to be using to create the cards. You're also going to need a hole punch. You're going to trim out a tag, and so you're going to need a small hole punch to cut out. Not to cut out the tag, but punch out the hole in the tag. You're going to also need 2 circle punches or circle dies. One needs to be 2.5 inches in circumference. The other one needs to be 2 3/4 inches in circumference, like so. I'm going to be using my dies. And then you're also going to need a corner rounder. You can use your corner chomper if you want to. You're going to need a bone folder to crease your paper. You're going to need some foam tape, and you're also going to need some thin foam tape. I have two different rolls. It recommends a quarter inch wide foam tape, so I have that, but I also have 1/8 of an inch because I do like to pop up some of my greetings, and the 1/8 of an inch works out really well. So I have 2 rolls of foam tape. And also what you're going to need is some powder. I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool. You can see it has powder in here. This is handy because it removes the tackiness from the stickers. So if we're going to pop up the stickers, an anti-static powder tool is going to help tremendously. I do want to also let you know, when referring to card number 1, it says Joy to the World. All of these cards are actually referenced by, I believe, the greeting. So if you look at the front of the sheet, and the first one is Joy to the World. So looking at all the greetings, this is going to be card number 1. That's a good reference point too. Card number 2 is Winter Wishes. Look for the greeting that says Winter Wishes, and this will be card number 2. Okay? I'm going to put these off to the side and grab my supplies for our first card. For card number 1, I have our elements that we need. I have our card base, and these are stickers. What I did was remove the tackiness using my powder, and those are ready to go. And then I have our pattern papers. These two here are from sheet number 1. Let me show you. We're going to be using this one and this one from sheet number 1, and then from sheet number 2 we're going to be using this stripe piece here. So that's everything we need for our first card. I'm going to go ahead and score my card base. There's a score line, so all you have to do is reinforce that score line. And this is going to be a landscape card. We're going to go ahead and take our holly pattern paper and adhere this to the front of our card base. We have our red stripe paper. This is going to go in the center here. Now we're going to take this piece of paper. We're going to use the corner rounder and round each of the corners. You can use your corner chopper if you have that. So this is rounded. Okay, now we're going to take my sticker. I removed the tackiness and put foam tape behind here for a little bit of dimension. So I'll remove the release paper. And I want to add this, centering it on that white panel. Okay, we have a little bit of dimension here. I'm going to flip this around. We are going to add some glue behind here, and we're going to tack this down to the front of our card here, right in the middle of that stripe paper. In our sticker sheet, we have these 4 holly. They're just above the frame. I'm going to take these, and I'm also going to take the greeting that says Joy. Let's go ahead and add make sure that centerpiece is popped out. So we're going to take this Joy and add this to the center of our frame. We will tack that down, and if you wanted to pop that up, you could. Okay, I'm going to add foam tape behind each one of these holly pieces, and then we're going to put them in all 4 corners of our candy cane frame. And we'll add our last one here. Okay, we're going to finish it off with the greeting that says To the World. I put a thin strip of foam tape behind here. I'm going to remove the release paper, and we're going to add this. Now it doesn't say to add these, but I'm going to add them. I have some red pearls, and what I'm going to do is place some red pearls in the center for a little bit of dimension. And I will add the last one. And that finishes my first card. Now we're going to jump into our next card. For this next card, we trim down these 3 pieces from sheet number 1, which will be this one here, the snowman here, and then this white piece here. Okay, what we're going to do is take our snowman piece. We are going to add this to our card base. We're going to adhere our blue polka dot paper, and we're going to mat this on our white cardstock, leaving a little bit of a white border around here. And then I will pop this up with some foam tape, and then we'll place this right in the center. In our sticker sheet, we have some border. These are some stripes. We're going to take this striped, and since I popped this up with foam tape, what I'm going to do with this is add some foam adhesive to the left and to the right. Just add some small strips, and then I'll remove the release paper, and we're going to add this about 1/4 of an inch up from the very top of our blue polka dot pattern paper. And everything is nice and even and flush. Next, we'll take our snowman sticker. I already removed the tackiness with my anti-static powder. We're going to take this and add this to our card. We're going to center it. Wonderful. And then we have the snowballs. Now I did pop each one of these up with some foam tape for a little extra dimension, but you don't have to. You could actually use just the sticker portion. So we have a snowman that's juggling some snowballs. We have our greeting. I put foam tape behind here. And this is going to go on the very bottom. We're going to overlap that bottom edge just a little bit. And then I'm going to bring back those red pearls, and we're going to add a few pearls to the buttons of our snowman. And then that will finish that card. For card number 3, it's the Ho 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 card. Now, we're going to need our pattern paper from sheet number 1, which would be this one. And then we're also going to need some pattern paper from sheet number 2, which is this piece that has kind of a white border on it. And then in this sheet also, we're going to need this banner. So use your scissors, and you're going to trim out this banner. Okay, we're going to take this pattern paper and adhere it to the front of our card base. This is an A2 panel, so this is going to cover the entire front of our card base. We have this pattern paper is going to go glued right here. And then we have our Ho 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 stickers. Now, this green H has a green O. I'm not going to use it because I actually popped all of these up with some foam tape. Let me show you. So each of these have foam tape behind it. I did that for a little bit of dimension, and I did that to Santa too. So we won't need the O for our panel. Now what we're going to do is take this. I'm going to center it here, and then we'll take the striped, diagonal striped Ho Ho Ho. We're going to remove the release paper off of our Ho. That is the green and red stripe. And we're going to add this. Okay, we have our Santa that's going to replace this, the the green O. We're going to add him right in its place. And then we have the Merry Christmas greeting from our sticker sheet. I did add foam tape behind here also. We're going to add this just below the last hoe on our banner. And then also in our sticker sheet, we have this zigzag piece right here. We're going to take this zigzag, and this is going to go across here like so. Now this one calls for some twine, so I'm going to bring in my white twine. We're going to take the twine, we're going to wrap it around twice. This actually calls for green twine, so if you have green twine, you can break out the green twine. I'm going to wrap it around twice and then tie a bow a little bit towards the top. And then we'll just straighten out that bow a little bit. And that finishes that card. For card number 4, Someone Special, we have some pattern papers, and all of these are from sheet number 2. We're going to need this green piece here. We're going to need this solid blue. We're going to need this print that has the presents on it. And then we're also going to need this white piece. All of these are from sheet number 2. And then we have our stickers. We have the stack of presents. We have the single present, and then the greeting that says, for someone special. Now what we're going to do is take our corner rounder. And on this piece here, we are going to round, let's see, we're going to round the top right, bottom left. Like so. And then our present sheet will do the same thing. We're going to round the corner on the top right, bottom left. While we have our corner rounder, we're going to do the same thing to this green piece. Top right, bottom left. And then this white piece will do the same thing. Okay, what we're going to do is layer these two together. Let's go ahead and use our glue, and we will layer them together. Once this is adhered, we're going to take our green paper with the rounded corner on the upper right. We're going to add glue behind here. We're going to tack this down here. And then we're going to take our white panel, flip this around, we're going to add glue, and we're going to add this here on this side, like so. Now I'm going to take white twine. Of course, I'm using white. Directions say to use red. We're going to wrap this around about 1 inch up from the bottom 3 times, and then we're going to tie a bow off to the left here. Okay, I will trim the tails of my twine, and then I'm going to take this panel and we're going to flip it around. We're going to add some adhesive behind here, and we're going to tack this down to the front of our card base. We will layer this here. Now I'm going to take my corner rounder. We're going to round the top right corner and the bottom left directly on our card base. And I love that. Kind of a nice card base here. Now we have our stickers. We have our present stack. I went ahead and put foam adhesive behind here. We are going to remove the release paper, and we'll add our presents. And I'm going to tuck my presents underneath my twine here. Okay, I have my present, and it matches this one here, and it's great for layering. And I'm going to layer this right over the twine. It's going to kind of sandwich that twine. And then we have our greeting. This greeting is going to go directly under our stack of presents. And then that will finish off that card. Card number 5 is You Made the Nice List. We have our pattern papers, and these are from all 3 sheets. We have the blue background. That is from sheet number 3. That's this one here. We also have the candy cane stripe, which is in sheet number 2. That's this one here. And then on sheet number 1, we're going to need this snowfall sheet here. Okay, and I already grabbed my stickers. We're going to need a couple more, but we have the snowbank. We have the Santa with the presents here. The greeting that says You Made the Nice List. The snowbank, there's 2 in our sticker sheet. Let me show you. One of them is more gray. The other one is more white. You can see them. This is the gray ones on top. I put foam tape behind the white one. We're going to add here our background. This is the A2 panel, so it's going to cover our background completely. So we have the front of our card base, and then we have our diagonal stripe paper. We're going to take this, we're going to flip this around, we're going to add some adhesive behind here. And this is going to go on the front of our card. Now with this piece, we are going to take our sticker sheet, and with that gray snowbank, we're going to take this, and we're going to adhere this very bottom of our panel. Once this is tacked down, I didn't center it too well, so I'll take my scissors and just clean it up a little bit. Okay, we have the second snowbank that I popped up with some foam tape, and I just basically put foam tape at the very bottom, leaving a little bit of room here for tucking. Let's add this over our gray snowbank. Also in our sticker sheet, we have a sack of presents here. We're going to take that sack of presents, and then we're also going to take Santa, and we are going to add our presents and Santa. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. We're going to add some foam circles behind this panel, and then we will place this panel on our card base. Okay, we have our greeting. We're going to add this to this top right corner. We're going to go to the edge of our snowfall background. Then we have these little gifts that I popped up with some foam tape. And again, these are the stickers. We're going to add these, just tucking them underneath that first snowbank. And that finishes off our card number 5, You Made the Nice List. Card number 6 is Holiday Cheer. And we have some pattern papers here. This is from sheet number 3. We have this panel here. There's a more narrow one, and then there's a wider one. This is where your ruler will come in handy if you want to measure it. You want to make sure that you have the one that measures 2.5 inches wide. So trim this one away, and then we're also going to trim away this polka dot strip right here. We'll be using that along with our tag. You will use your scissors and trim that out. We're going to start by taking this pattern paper. We're going to add some adhesive behind here. And then we're going to layer this on our card. This is going to go towards the right, about 1/2 inch all the way up to the top. And we'll tack this down. Now we have our tag. We're going to go ahead, and this is where our hole punch comes in. I'm going to punch a hole where that reinforcement is. And then I'll use my twine. I'm using white twine once more, and we are going to thread our tag. I'm going to go ahead and thread this. Okay, so that is ready to go. In our sticker sheet, we have some, there's actually two. We have the shorter green scalloped, which I popped up with some foam tape, but we're going to take the longer one here. The green one is all the way on top. The shorter one's on top. We're going to take this, put it all the way to the top of our card base. We will tack this down. Okay, we're going to take our tag and we are going to layer our tag here on our card. Okay, I'm going to take the twine and I will tie a bow with it. I always like to tie the bow when it's tacked down. It's just easier for me. Okay. I'm going to trim the tails of our twine. So we have our tag adhered. Now I'm going to take this paper and we're going to add this straight across the tag here. The nice thing about the plaid pattern paper is it's a nice guide for keeping your paper straight. I put foam tape behind the shorter scalloped edge and we are going to layer these together, kind of overlapping them a little bit. And then we have some more stickers. We have our Wishing You Holiday Cheer, and I put some foam tape behind here. We're going to go ahead and remove the release paper off of our sticker. We're going to add our sticker here. We have some whipped cream. I put some foam tape behind here. We're going to add this as well. We have a holly with some berries. We are going to add this to our hot cocoa. Okay, and then we're going to bring in some of our red pearls, and I'm going to fill in that holly here. We're going to add some dimensional berries once more. And then that finishes off my holiday cheer card. Card number 7 is our Sweet Holiday Wishes card. These are all stickers that I removed the tackiness and put some foam tape behind. Okay, and then these 3 pieces are from sheet number 3. This is where your 2.5 inch circle dies or circle punch and your 2 3/4 inch circle punch comes in handy. You're going to cut these out with those dies, okay? And then you're going to end up with these 2 circles here. From this sheet also, you're going to take the candy cane piece and trim that away. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere this panel to the front of our card base. This is going to go right down the middle. Now we're going to take both of our circles and we're going to layer them together. We'll layer this on the red. I'm going to take this circle. We're going to add adhesive just to one side because the other side's going to overlap a little bit. And we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. And then the overlapping part, what we're going to do is take the scissors and just trim away the excess. Okay, we have our candy canes. And I put foam tape behind here, and what I did was I left a little bit of a gap. So this way we can crisscross them. Since they're stickers, they'll stick together, but we have some foam tape behind there. Okay, I'm going to remove the release paper and we're going to add our candy canes to our circle. Wonderful. Okay, we have our holly and our leaves, but before we add these, what we're going to do is take that white twine I'm going to double it up, and we're going to tie a double bow. And then we will, so we have a double bow, and I'm going to adhere this. I popped that up with some foam tape. We are going to add this, and I'm using white twine once more, but the instruction says to use red. I think if you were to use red, it would stand out a little bit more, but I'm going to finish this card off by adding some more of those red pearls. So we have some little bit of extra dimension, and then that will finish off card number 7. And for our final card, card number 8, it's called the Noel card. We're going to be using sheet number 3. The pattern papers from sheet number 3 are all in a row. We're going to be using this one here, and this one here. I'm going to go ahead and trim those out. And then we'll start by adhering this piece here to the very bottom of our card base. This is going to be a landscape card. I put glue behind my polka dot piece, and we are going to add this right on the top, on the upper portion of our card base. Okay, we have some stickers. We have the Noel from our sticker sheet, and I did pop each one of these up with some thin foam strips. I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper, so these are ready to go. And then I have that ornament, and I used my powder and removed the tackiness of the ornament. With this piece, we're going to take both of our light blue scallop strips. Okay, we're going to take this panel. I'm going to add a thin bead of glue at the very bottom. Okay, we're going to tack down this to the sticker, and then we are going to layer it straight across the seam. We put some foam tape behind here, and this is optional. You don't have to. You can actually just tack this down over the seam. We're going to put it right down the middle. And use your plaid print to know that you're getting it straight. Okay, after we have this done, now what we're going to do is take our Noel. We remove the release paper off of it. And we are going to add our letters. The last. I always like to do this because we can evenly space it. I'm going to take a piece of that white string, line it up behind my ornament, and I'm going to add a foam square behind here, and I'm going to tack down that ornament. Okay, and then I can remove the release paper, and then we can add our ornament here. I'm going to go ahead and add my E while we're at it. We'll go ahead and tack that down. I'm going to open up my card base, and I'm going to trim my tag. I'm going to trim my twine just above my score line here. And then I'm going to use my pokey tool, and I'm going to tuck this string underneath that cardstock. Let's just do a little tucking with it, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take some more twine. I tied a bow with it, and we're going to adhere that bow to the top of the ornament here. so we have a bow at the top of our ornament. Now, in the center of our ornament, I'm going to add one of our red gems, but you could use any color really. Just place this in the center. I lowered my E just a little bit because we're going to finish it off with the rest of it. We have these two little dots that go right above our E. We're going to add these. And then that will finish off card number 8. Before I show you all 8 cards, I wanted to share with you what's left over from the kit. There's so much left over. Okay, we have some cardstock. We have some extra sheets, 12 by 12 sheets. So if you mess up, you have some extras, or if you want to make some more cards using the reverse side, we have extras. So we have those, and then we also have some pattern papers that were left over from the first 3 sheets that we used. And I do want to mention I kept all the indexed portions. You can see here, because these strips you can actually use of pattern paper, okay? So keep those. And then the stickers, we have lots of greetings. We have a few images, some snowflakes and snowmen and holly. And you know, with the leftover pieces, I'm going to be creating some card projects using the leftovers. So stay tuned for that. And let's take a look at the 8 cards that we made with the PHOTOPLAY papers. Santa, please stop here. We have lots of cards with lots of dimension, and I was happy to share a how-to tutorial using this kit with you guys. So these are all the cards that we made today using just the card kit. So I look forward to creating a couple more cards with the leftovers. So stay tuned for that video. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.